The right place at the right time prevented a worse outcome at a Florida beach. 5 teenagers recovering after being trapped in a rip current along the Space Coast in Florida. Lifeguard Wyatt Werneth happened to be in the area and jumped into action, no surprise. He joins us live from Cocoa Beach with more on the rescue. Wyatt, we just spoke a few days ago talking about these conditions. I'm not surprised that you jumped into action. Tell us what happened and how you got to help.
Well, I have to say it was Good Friday and divine intervention that put me at the right place at the right time. But you know, the true hero is a flotation device. I just happened to arrive on scene and got the flotation device to the people who needed it. And there was a tremendous amount of assistance between the Air Force guys that were there, off-duty Air Force personnel, and we all swam the people back to the shore. And thank goodness they were able to enjoy Easter today.
And how were the teenagers when you reached them?
Well, there was a variety, 5 different, episodes going on, if you will. They all got transported. The worst one was kind of like fainting or in and out of very lethargic. And he actually, believe it or not, benefited from the flotation device the most because he was draped over it, and it was the only thing keeping him up. And I had fins on, which lifeguards are trained to never go into the water without flotation or fins. So I was underwater kind of pushing the crowd over to the sandbar, where all the other the Air Force guys were just pulling them out, and they were laid all over the beach, and then the fire department arrived and did triage and transport.
Oh, what's the common mistakes that people make when we have these conditions in place? We well advertised rip current risk along the east coast of Florida.
Well, the biggest mistake you can make is not swimming where there's a lifeguard. Here in Cocoa Beach, Brevard County area, we actually established a flag system that we put flags out by the road, and we give the warnings, like the red flag's flying right now, and also it indicates a location where there's a lifeguard. So if you come to our area and you see where the flag is, you can go to the beach in that area and you'll be much safer, as well as pay attention to the signs like the ones we have here that were provided by USLA, the NOAA, and the National Park Service, as well as the Chiefs Association. And that gives you all the information you need to know as far as what to do when you're caught in a rip.
All right. Wyatt Werneth, again, always a pleasure to talk to you. And Lifeguard Extraordinaire, I think, is going to be his new title. So we often talk to Wyatt about conditions like the rip currents situation that we have in Florida. A couple things to keep in mind. As he explained, you can't be overconfident. You have to pay attention to the conditions and not think that you're a strong enough swimmer, because the greatest threat are when waves move straight onto shore. So you've got this perpendicular wave action to the coastline. Often hazardous in just 2 to 3 foot waves. You don't need raging angry sea to have rip currents. You can have them every day of the year in any kind of weather, but it is tend to be strongest at low tide as that water is coming out. So keep that in mind, please.